Okay, so today we're going deep on something, something pretty crazy.
Yeah,
It's literary mayhem out there, right?
it really is.
I mean, we've got just the one source this time.
What's the one?
It's an excerpt. But from this book that's like, I don't know, set the world on fire. I mean, riots in the streets,
Out of control.
people get thrown out of windows, and all for this book called The Cosmic Pursuit of the Chesterfield Sofa.
I know.
What is going on?
It's, I mean, on the surface, you see a love story and you think,
Yeah.
okay, bestseller, typical.
Right.
But something about this one is just like really hitting people hard.
Yeah.
I haven't seen this kind of reaction ever.
So where do we even begin, I guess, with our protagonist?
Oh.
Cruising through space.
Oh, yeah.
Cruising through space on this
Spaceship.
Elysium Horizon starship.
Elysium Horizon, yeah.
And he's totally in love with a Chesterfield sofa.
It's so strange.
That's a sofa of all things.
You've got futuristic tech and space exploration, and then this robot's like totally obsessed with something so domestic,
Right.
It really makes you wonder what this thing represents to
Yeah.
R-12,
Yeah.
Why is he so devoted to it?
Well, the excerpt does mention that it's not just any sofa. Apparently, it's like this relic from some ancient civilization that can travel between dimensions.
Oh, okay.
So maybe that's the key, right?
Yeah.
It's not just Diet Sofa. It's a portal
Metaphorical.
to something else.
Interesting.
Something bigger.
I mean, think about it. You're a robot, all about logic and reason, surrounded by this vastness of space, and then you find comfort in something from another time, another world even. It makes
Oh.
you think, is it just about the object? Or is it about something more? This
Yeah.
yearning for connection,
Connected
for
to
something
in
constant.
the universe that's anything but.
Exactly. It's constantly shifting.
And then there's the way R-12 reacts.
Oh.
When the sofa disappears, it's not just robot sadness,
Oh, no.
It's like this primal scream of frustration. He yells, "Fuck!"
I know. He just loses it.
Talk about relatable.
Oh, totally. I mean, that's what makes the writing so good. You've got this advanced AI, but with emotions just as raw and messy as any of us.
Yeah.
It's that blend of humor and existential questions. I can see why people are going nuts over it.
It's like it's holding up a mirror
Yeah.
to all our messy emotions.
Yeah, our attachments to things.
Things that maybe don't really matter in the grand scheme of things.
Right. Insignificant things.
We laugh because it's absurd.
Yeah.
But then you realize, wait a minute, am I really that different from this robot
That's it. Exactly.
obsessing over this sofa?
I mean, we all have our Chesterfield sofas, right?
Yeah.
Things we cling to that make us feel grounded when everything else is crazy.
Mm.
This story just takes that to an extreme,
Yeah.
forces you to face it, the absurdity of it all.
Yeah, and speaking of absurdity, this sofa keeps popping up in the most random places
Oh, I know.
all over the universe.
It's like the universe is playing this cosmic game of hide and seek.
With R-12 and his sofa.
Like some kind of test.
Totally.
How dedicated is he, really?
To this couch.
To this couch.
And then there's the architect, this cosmic entity
Right.
who runs into R-12 and just seems completely amused by the whole situation.
Like him.
The universe itself is personified
Looking down.
and just chuckling,
Robot.
frantically searching for a sofa.
The architect's reaction, or I guess lack of reaction, that's where things get really interesting, What do you think it means?
Well, is it the universe's indifference
Yeah.
to our struggles?
Is it saying that meaning comes from somewhere else?
Yeah.
Not from outside validation?
But from the pursuit itself,
The commitment to something that gives you purpose?
however crazy it might seem.
However absurd.
Like chasing a sofa across the cosmos.
Exactly.
Like he say, go for it. Chase that sofa.
Yeah.
It's your journey. You find the meaning in it.
Right. And R-12, he seems to get it.
He does.
He embraces the whole thing,
Yeah.
ready for whatever comes next.
Sofa or no sofa.
Exactly.
And that's what gets me.
Yeah.
It's not just sci-fi anymore.
It's more,
That's us.
it's about us,
Us
The human condition.
at need for purpose.
That we all
We want to feel connected
to something bigger.
to something bigger than ourselves.
Right.
But sometimes the things we choose,
Yeah.
I don't know, they seem ridiculous
They can seem pretty ridiculous.
to everyone else.
Especially to other people.
Imagine explaining this to someone who hasn't read it.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, there's this robot. He travels the universe looking for a sofa.
They'd think you're crazy.
They would?
That's what's so brilliant about it, though.
It is.
It starts with this crazy idea, but
Right.
then it goes deeper.
Yeah.
It asks these really profound questions.
What drives us?
What matters?
What gives our lives meaning?
Exactly.
And are we brave enough to go after those things?
Even when it's hard.
When they don't make
When
sense.
people don't get it.
Yeah.
Or when it goes against everything you're supposed to do.
And the language, too. The way he describes it.
Oh, it's beautiful.
The sofa.
Yeah.
The way R-12 talks about it.
You can feel his longing.
Even though he's a machine.
It's so vivid,
I know.
so engaging.
It pulls you in.
You really feel for him.
You do.
And the author, he doesn't shy away from the emotion.
No, he goes all in.
All those fucks.
R-12's just letting it out.
I mean, it's not just for shock value.
No,
It makes him feel real.
it does. It makes him relatable.
Like even a robot, programmed for logic, can feel things.
Yeah.
Messy things. Chaotic things.
Things that don't make sense.
Human things.
Human things.
Would think a story like this, with all the technology,
The spaceship
the universe hopping, it would feel detached.
from reality.
But it's the opposite.
I know.
It's about those human desires
Yeah.
for connection, for belonging, wanting something to hold on to in this big, indifferent world.
It's like he's saying,
What?
even with all this amazing tech,
All the possibilities.
we still crave those simple things
Things that ground us.
that make us feel safe,
Yeah.
loved,
Connected.
whether it's a person,
Or a place.
an idea,
An object.
or, yeah, even a sofa.
Even a sofa.
So if a robot can feel that way,
About a piece of furniture.
what does that say about us?
It makes you think.
What are we willing to go to the ends of the earth for?
The ends of the universe for.
Mm.
What would we fight for?
What are our Chesterfield sofas?
It's wild, right?
It is.
This book, I mean, it's not just a bestseller.
It's like a phenomenon. People
Yeah.
rioting
Throwing each other out of windows.
out of windows.
All because of this robot and his sofa.
I know, it's mind-boggling. So what is it about this story?
What is it?
Why this reaction? I mean, we talked about the themes, the humor, the absurdity, but there's got to be something more, right?
Well, think about when this book came out. It's a time of so much uncertainty, right?
Yeah.
Technology's changing everything. People
Right.
feel disconnected.
More and more.
So maybe this story, even though it's so out there,
Yeah.
it's offering something people really need.
What's that?
Meaning connecting.
Just something real.
Something real.
Something tangible.
Even if it is,
A sofa.
a sofa.
So it's not just about the robot. It's
Yeah.
about what his quest means
Okay.
to us.
To the reader, yeah.
This need for something stable to hold on to
Yeah.
when everything's so
So-
chaotic.
It's like the book is holding up this mirror,
Okay.
but a funhouse mirror,
Distorted.
It's
It's just our own anxieties,
Yeah.
our desires
all the things we cling to.
for comfort, for meaning.
Because we want to belong.
And maybe
There's
seeing
something
that is a little too much for some people.
it can be unsettling.
Just like the book is asking us. This
Yeah.
robot. He's risking it all for a sofa.
Yeah.
What are you willing to risk everything for?
It makes you think.
Are you chasing your own dreams? Your own Chesterfield sofas? Or are you just letting life pass you by?
That's a powerful question.
It is.
And maybe that's why people are reacting so strongly.
The riots.
The emotions.
It's like they're waking up,
And realizing
they've been sleepwalking,
their own lives.
chasing the wrong things,
Yeah.
ignoring their passions, their dreams.
Their own Chesterfield sofas.
So this book, it's not just entertainment. It's a call to action.
It is, in a way,
It's telling us to examine our lives
our values.
and maybe make some changes.
It's like that saying, right?
Why?
If you want to change the world, start with yourself.
Right.
Maybe this book, it's encouraging people to do that.
To start with themselves.
Figure out what their own Chesterfield sofas are.
What really matters.
And then chase after them.
And who knows?
Yeah.
Maybe that's how we create a better world.
A world without people getting thrown out of windows.
A world where we're all, I don't know, more connected,
More understand.
more willing to embrace the absurdity
The things that make us unique.
that drive us.
That give our lives meaning.
Even if it's something as simple as a love for a comfy old Chesterfield sofa.
Exactly.
So for everyone listening out there,
Mm.
maybe this deep dive has sparked a thought, a question,
Yeah.
or maybe even a little chaos inside you. What are your Chesterfield sofas? What brings you joy? What makes you feel alive? What would you chase across the universe for? Think about it. Embrace the absurdity.
And maybe Just maybe. Dare to chase after it. You never know where it might lead you.